Hello and welcome here to Talkie FCB, and I realise I haven't been back since the loss on aggregate to Athletic Bilbao in the Spanish Super Cup, the second leg, and just because I felt there wasn't really that much to talk about, to be honest. In terms of the game, the performance, it was a decent display. If that was a league game, we would have won it quite comfortably. It would have been, subject as a pretty decent performance. We created a lot of chances, we didn't take them, that was frustrating. We were not clinical enough in front of goal, and all in all, I think Athletic, over the two legs, the way they played, the performances they put in, the work ethic that they had, they deserved to win it, and fair play to them for that. So the big talking point though was, of course, once again in the headlines, Gerard Piqué. And first of all, what he did, we cannot condone. I think the way he approached the linesman, of course, very, very unhappy. A lot of decisions going against us. There was a lot of time wasting, particularly in the game right from the first minute from Athletic. There was a lot of niggly fouls that went unpunished. And it got more and more and more. The emotion was high in the game. The fans were extremely vocal. Great to see. It was a fantastic atmosphere. But in the end, it spilled over and Piqué's passion turned into anger. And in the end, turned into disappointment for us because we were playing very well up until that point. And he was probably the best player. And he ended up getting sent off. And not only that, he's now facing a 4-match ban in La Liga. First things first. First of all, he should never be banned for 4 games. Not on the basis of not what he did was wrong. If he did insult the linesman, you could understand a 4-game ban. Piqué says that he didn't, so we'll have to see what comes of that. But on the basis of what the Spanish regulations and what the Spanish Association have done in terms of retrospective action, in terms of other bans, you simply cannot be excused for banning Piqué for 4 games. I can give you several instances, and I will, where bans that were worse than that and the actions were worse than what Piqué did, and they were banned for less games. So if Piqué has been banned for 4 games, I wouldn't argue about that if it was for the insult, but simply because they have not banned other players for things that were worse for more than 4 games, you cannot excuse it. Because Ronaldo, for instance, last season in the game against Cordoba, lashed out physically, not verbally, physically, with his hands, with his legs. He struck the defender, he was sent off, and he was banned for 2 matches, half of what Piqué has been banned for. And that is for physical contact, physical abuse, something that if you did that in the street, you would probably get arrested for it. And for the fact that it is physical and not verbal, Piqué's ban is too lengthy. It's too lengthy. There's another instance, a player who now is on our books, Arda Turan, launches a boot at the linesman and does not receive any retrospective action for that. Yet Piqué is verbal to the linesman and receives 4 matches. Like I said, I wouldn't condone what he did. I think what he did is wrong, and if he had his time again, he wouldn't have done it. Whether he did say it or not is a different story. I'm sure an investigation process will be ongoing. But even if he did say it, that ban is not acceptable. There's not enough substance to it to award a 4-game ban based on past experiences. The Spanish FA are not consistent. They have not been consistent in their bans, and that now is really telling and really, really dodgy about that. So enough about that anyway. What I wanted to talk about is Piqué is banned for 4 games. Those 4 games are Athletic away at the San Mamés, Malaga at home, tough game last season, lost that one, Atletico Madrid away at the Vicente Calderon, and Levante at home. 3 out of those 4 games are tough ones. And you now ask the question, what the hell are we going to do? Because without Piqué, we look a different team. Our defence doesn't look solid, doesn't look organised. He's a massive player in our team, one of our best players at the moment. What the heck are we going to do without Gerard Piqué for 4 crucial games at the start of the La Liga season? What are we going to do? Well, there's options. Mascherano, of course, will play. If he's fit, he'll play. It's who is going to partner Mascherano. You've got Vermaelen, you've got Mathieu, and you've got Bartra. Now, what I will say is, basing on those 3 games, Mathieu would probably be the preferred player for Luis Enrique. He's been playing at left-back recently and playing at left-back rather appallingly, should I add. His performances have not been good. Towards the end of last season, he was not consistent enough at centre-back in the league, although before that, he was quite decent. If he could recover that form, we may well see us scrape through those games. There's Vermaelen against Athletic in the first leg alongside Bartra. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't strong enough. He wasn't dominating the play. He was not, good enough in terms of organising the back line. It wasn't a good enough display from him. And Marc Bartra, this is the really disappointing one. Marc Bartra had a terrible pre-season. He had an appalling game when he came on against Sevilla, and he had an appalling game in the first leg against Athletic Bilbao. And then I said on Twitter just now, and it's what I really do feel, despite that, there is a part of me which believes if he's given a chance, not a substitute appearance, not starting as a one-off game, if he is given 4 matches where you say to him, look, Piqué is suspended, this is your chance. This is your time to shine. If you do not step up now, Marc Bartra, you're gone. You will not make it as a Barcelona player if you don't start to step up in these sorts of games. If you put that on him, throw him out there, he does have character and he does have belief in himself that he can be a centre-back at Barcelona, or he would have left in the summer. He knows he can do it, and we've seen the quality that he has against PSG in the group stage last season. It is there somewhere, and that is why a tiny part of me believes that in these 4 games, if Bartra plays, he could do a job. That is me talking out of belief and not necessarily out of examples and out of substance in his last few games. Because like I say, in his last few games and in pre-season as well, he has not been at a high enough standard. He has simply not been good enough. But if you throw him out there for those 4 games, if you give him some confidence, if you put some belief in him, there is a tiny part of me, and it may turn out to be stupid, he may not perform at all, but there's just a tiny part of me that believes possibly, could he do it? Could he do a job for us? I would really love to see it, because he's a player that I think everybody warms to simply because of his attitude, his desire on the pitch, the fact that he is, through and through a Barca lad. He comes from La Masia, so it would be nice to see him get in the side and have a good run. And I really hope that it could happen, but at the same time, it is a massive risk because he's not been good enough. But then at the same time, neither is Vermaelen, neither is Machu. So it's a big decision from Luis Enrique. Gerard Piqué, unfortunately, has put us in a very difficult position. It's 4 games that we've got to go into there. We've got to get points out of them. We cannot afford to drop any early points in this season. A crucial stage. We've got to make the right decision. And the players that are chosen have to play for the badge. They've got to want to be out there. They've got to want to do well. And they've got to have the desire to go out there and prove that they should be in this team, that they are Barcelona players, and that they are good enough. So they've got to go out there and prove that, and I hope we see it, because we need to see it in those 4 games in Piqué's absence, because he is going to be a colossal loss in our back 4. Talking more about the game against Bilbao in my next video. We've got a defensive crisis. Nothing to worry about, guys. Only going to San Mamés. Don't worry about it. But a lot coming more on that in the next few days as the preview gets closer and the La Liga season is very nearly upon us. But I wanted to bring you this video because it is official now that Gerard Piqué will miss 4 matches at the start of the La Liga season. Pending official, we are appealing the ban. I'm not sure we're going to appeal the ban directly, but we are appealing the red card because, like I say, Gerard Piqué denies any allegations that he verbally assaulted the linesman in the game against Athletic. So we'll wait and see what comes of that. Could the players step up? I damn well hope so. Leave your thoughts down below, guys. Like I said, a lot of this video is talking out of belief and what I hope will happen, not necessarily what has been going on these past few weeks. But let's wait and see. Let's hope for the best as always. Let's try and stay positive. That's always a good thing to do. Leave your thoughts down below, guys. I'll see you very, very soon. But until then, Visca, El Barça.